There's an island right over there in the East River. It's called Roosevelt Island. And there's a tram that goes from Manhattan over to Roosevelt Island. I'm particularly excited about that. On the far north end of Roosevelt Island, there's a lighthouse. You can actually see it from the kitchen window here. Look, it's right about there, peeking in between those buildings. So we'll go find that today. All right, let's do this. It is a much gloomier day today than it was yesterday, but it's not raining. That's good news. That's supposed to happen tomorrow. I am once again heading toward Lexington. Take the 4 one more time. Head downtown this time. Man, the subway was crowded today. I guess we're still in rush hour time. I'm actually kind of excited about this trip on the tram today. I've known about it for years and haven't ever gotten to do it. So I just talked to the guy who's sitting at the closed off stairwell entrance, and he said there's an electrical problem on Roosevelt Island side of the tram, and so they've got it shut down for the next 3 to 4 hours. He also added, this never happens. Instead of giving up, there is a subway that goes there, so I'm gonna try to find that. The F train that goes over there, so I'm walking back to Lexington and then up to 63rd to get on that train and hopefully get over to Roosevelt Island. Like I said, always a subway adventure. Here's a train. Well, the train came. I'm on a car by myself. I'm enjoying the novelty of it. All right, so this should get me to Roosevelt Island. I think I might have actually made it. All the signs say that I've made it, but I won't really know until I get above ground. So let's find out. Look, I did make it. We got Manhattan right over there. That's all Manhattan. And I'm heading north. This is an interesting island, and the architecture is kind of communist era, really plain. I continue to regret my outerwear decision. I really wish I'd worn something that would break the wind. It's chilly. It's cool as I'm walking along, I see all the stuff that I see when I go over to the East River from where we live. So another kind of crazy, ridiculous effort to get here. This time it wasn't my fault though. That tram thing is crazy. I'm really hoping that's fixed by the time I'm ready to leave. That was part of the fun of this. I'd never done the tram. It's not fixed. I'll have to come back. It's a school. There's a school on Roosevelt Island. I mean, I'm sure everyone already knows that, but it just doesn't seem like besides apartments there'd be anything out here. But I guess where people live, people school. I know I'm getting close to the north end of the island because I can see the park where I take the kids on the East River, and that's right by the end of the island. I'm not exactly sure what's going on here, but it's art. Look at this. It looks like they stuck a boat in the land, but it's closed. This is the park on the Upper East Side that we bring the kids over to. You can see it right up there somewhere. I think it's the Schurz Park, but I might be saying that wrong. What's interesting is though, if you look, the East Side Highway, which I think is the FDR, it's under the park. Nice. We're almost there. The river's opening up in front of me here and I can see the bridge. And the wind is coming from the north. As soon as I rounded the bend of the island, blast. So it's called Lighthouse Park. Look, bathrooms. It's very nice so far. There's a picturesque U-Haul parked in front of the lighthouse. Once again, red tape seems to get in the way. Looks like they're doing a public art installation, which is why it's closed off. So we'll enjoy it from afar, I guess. So I walked back over and I realized you can actually get right up to the lighthouse. The barricade is just around the art installation over here. So went and saw the lighthouse. There's the lighthouse. Another one of those, you can't go in it, you can't really touch it. I guess you could touch it, but I don't know. It's cool. So this is the northernmost point of Roosevelt Island, and Roosevelt Island sits right in the middle of the East River, so you have water on both sides of it, obviously. And it's interesting, you can see the currents doing crazy things right here, where the water is meeting again after it goes around the island. I don't know if that's really interesting or not, but it's crazy currents. Anyway, I think they're not actually putting in the art installation, they're just repairing the art installation. With all the subway and tram mishap earlier today, this little journey has taken longer than I thought it was going to. Just got to get back to pick up the kids, that's all. I'll make it. It kind of has an abandoned psych ward vibe to it, but I think parts of it are actually an active hospital. I don't know. I mean, it looks more active over here than it does over here. Over there's something called the Octagon. I think it might be residences. I think it had a different purpose at first. I'll tell you what I do really like is that they've got these trails that run along the river on both sides of the island all the way up and down. There are streets that go through the center of the island where all the apartments are and stuff. I'm gonna stick to the trails though. I don't really have time to do a full exploration of the island right now. Maybe some other time. I'm not sure there's anything really in there except apartments, so I don't know that I'm missing anything. This is the only bridge that you can drive over to Roosevelt Island. Up here, we got the Queensboro Bridge, which jumps right over Roosevelt Island and goes from Queens to Manhattan. I think it's the Ed Koch Bridge now, but it'll always be the Queensboro Bridge in my heart. Queensboro Bridge is of Great Gatsby fame. There it is, built in 1901. Driving across it in their fast cars to get out to Long Island. I can't remember the name of the place he lived. I did read it. It's just been a while. I just passed by some people and they said good morning to me, and it caught me off guard. People don't usually say anything to you in New York, which coming from Texas, I'm used to like everybody, morning, 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 morning. And I don't mind that. But here they just don't usually say anything. Maybe they were from out of town. Don't get me wrong, New Yorkers are actually really nice. They just want to keep to themselves for the most part when you're out on the street. I just passed a guy on a park bench though who was relaxing with his phone and drinking a tall boy. It's like noon. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, I guess. Pickleball. It's all the rage. So here you can see the crazy current also. An interesting thing about the East River is it's a tidal river, so as the tide comes in and goes out, the river changes directions, if you care about that kind of thing. I'm gonna keep walking though. It still doesn't look like the tramway's running, which is a real bummer. I really wanted to ride it today. On this side of the island, we just got Queens behind us, which is okay. But the real view will be on the other side of the island. These are the remains of that Smallpox hospital, United Nations. That screwed up traffic last week. Now getting down here to the southern end of Roosevelt Island, we got Midtown right over here. A lot of the famous buildings that we know and love. For instance, Empire State Building, Chrysler Building, they're over here somewhere. Can't actually really see in the screen, but they're there. Hey, it's the big guy himself, huh? Look at that skyline. I love it. At the end of the island is what's called Four Freedoms Park, since this is Franklin Delano Roosevelt's, based on the four freedoms that America was fighting for in World War II: freedom of the press, freedom of religion, freedom from want, freedom from fear. You didn't come here for a history lesson though. Look who I found. It's our buddy FDR and a kid. I'm starting to get hungry. Time to head back. I hope it doesn't take as long to get back as it took to get here. More bathrooms. I bet these are nicer than the ones that I used. They look nicer. Oh well. I haven't seen the tram run yet today, so I think I might be out of luck for that. I'll have to come back another time. But got to see Roosevelt Island. It's the tram. It's the tram. It's running. The car was packed coming over here. Hopefully that's because they just started running it again. Looks like one of the cars might be out of service. So we'll wait for the other car. Well, that was entertaining. It was packed though. Good ride. recommend. Now let's find a subway again. When I set out to do this, I didn't anticipate that part of the adventure would just be dealing with the transit. It's kind of even making it more fun than I anticipated it being. Hopefully there's something enjoyable for you too in all of this. Once I find a subway, I'm gonna go home, eat lunch, and figure out what the next exciting adventure is gonna be. And made it back up here to the east side. Popped out of the subway and it's raining. So we're heading into another weekend of rain. Oh well.